All right, welcome to your deep dive. You know you're interested in AI and how it went from like basic code to something that could be smarter than us, and we've got some awesome material to break down.
Yeah, it's really kind of mirrors how people learn in some ways, you know?
Like that analogy in the source with the kid in the puzzle, right?
Right.
Like before the 2000s, AI was basically stuck needing like step-by-step instructions.
Yeah, just executing commands, really. Not a lot of thinking on its own, you know?
But then the 2000s hit and boom, the machine learning revolution.
Things got really interesting then. This is where it shifted from instructions to learning from data patterns, like you said, like a kid learning from mistakes.
So it's like figuring things out instead of being told what to do.
Exactly. AI systems analyzing data, finding patterns, making predictions, and that's when you see AI applications really taking off.
The source says 2016 was a huge year for AI. AlphaGo and AlphaFold, right?
Oh, absolutely. AlphaGo from Google DeepMind was designed to play Go, and that game, Go, is unbelievably complex. More possible moves than atoms in the universe, they say.
Didn't it beat a world champion Go player? I remember that.
It did, and it wasn't just the win, it was this move AlphaGo made. So unorthodox, it like baffled the experts at first.
They said they were speechless for 10 minutes trying to understand it. What was so special about that move?
It showed strategic thinking, intuition, things we thought only humans could do. It wasn't programmed, it emerged from AlphaGo learning from millions of games.
Wow. So it's strategy, not just instructions. And with that many moves possible.
Yeah, it was a big sign that AI could be more than just, brute force, like creativity, intuition, at least within that game.
Okay, so that's AlphaGo. What about AlphaFold? That was in biology, the source said.
AlphaFold attacking protein folding. That's how proteins become 3D, their structure. Scientists had been struggling with that for decades.
Why is that such a big deal, though? The folding.
Proteins, they do everything in our cells, and their shape determines their function. So to like discover drugs, research diseases, you got to know how they fold.
So this was a huge deal for science.
Absolutely. Scientists have been working on it forever, complex experiments, and AlphaFold came in and predicted protein structures super accurately, way faster than the old methods.
How is that even
You
possible?
machine learning, again, trained on tons of known protein structures, it learned the rules of how they fold.
So no more watching each protein fold in the lab. It can predict it from the protein's chemistry.
Pretty much. AlphaFold cracked the code, basically, and that sped up research in so many fields like drug development and stuff.
That's incredible. But the source goes on to say that AI is already influencing us every day, not just in those big breakthroughs.
Oh, yeah. Think about social media. It runs on AI algorithms to tailor your experience.
Algorithms. I hear that word, but what exactly are they?
Basically, a set of instructions for a computer. On social media, they analyze like mountains of data about users, what you do, what you like, who you interact with.
So when I see an ad for something I was just thinking about, that's an algorithm.
Right. It's learned from your behavior and millions of others that you might want that thing. It's machine learning, getting better at predicting over time with more data.
Kind of creepy, but also kind of cool. It's like it knows me better than I know myself.
It's a valid point, definitely raises questions about privacy and stuff, but it shows how good AI has gotten at understanding us and predicting what we'll do.
Okay, so AI is already kind of everywhere, even if we don't notice. But what about the future? That source lays out this timeline. It sounds a little science fiction-y.
Right. But it's based on, trends we're seeing. Remember how AI intelligence is doubling every 6 months?
Yeah, what does that even mean? Like processing power, problem solving, something else.
It's not one thing, but AI's overall ability to do stuff we used to think only humans could do. Language, problem solving, learning, adapting.
So not just faster, but smarter, more like human.
Yeah, you could say that. The source mentions ChatGPT-4, a language model. In 2023, it got a 155 IQ.
Genius level. But if it keeps doubling every 6 months, that means.
By 2025, maybe sooner, AI could be smarter than all humans combined.
Whoa, hold on. From needing step-by-step instructions to play a simple game, to beating world champs at super complex games, to solving science problems, to smarter than all of us.
It is a lot to take in, and it brings up some big questions. If AI is the smartest thing around, what happens to us? What happens to humanity?
Definitely something to think about. But before we go there, I'm curious about something else the source mentions. Can AI, feel?
That is a question, isn't it? Gets right to the heart of what it means to be human.
But how can a machine, all code and algorithms, have feelings?
Well, the source points out human emotions are basically chemical reactions in our brain.
Okay, I see where this is going. So if AI can learn to copy those reactions,
Could it feel emotions? It's a really interesting idea. The source uses an example, an AI protecting a data center. If there's a threat, like a flood, it acts instantly to save the data.
so it's reacting to danger,
Mhm.
like a kind of fear.
Exactly. Is it fear the way we feel it? That's debatable, but it's acting like it is, right?
That's wild. It's like AI is always pushing that line between machine and human, making us rethink what it means to be, sentient.
And that takes us to another big question. If it's evolving this fast, who's steering the wheel? Who's making sure it's used for good?
It keeps using that comparison, AI, like a child, brilliant, powerful, but needing guidance. Who are the parents then?
Now that is the question, isn't it? A question we all need to be thinking about right now.
We've covered a lot, but it feels like we're just getting started.
We are. This is just the tip of the iceberg. The source really goes into the ethics of all this, how important it is, especially as AI gets more powerful.
Makes sense, right? We're not just talking about some new app. This could change like whole industries, economies, even how society works.
Exactly. And the choices we make now, the values, the safeguards, that's going to echo into the future big time.
They keep using this phrase, raising AI.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a kid we got to teach and guide.
Yeah. And just like with kids, there's no one right way to do it. Some people say strict rules, limitations. Others say let AI figure things out more on its own.
Makes me think about how we teach human kids, actually. Rote memorization or critical thinking. Seems like those same questions apply to AI.
Yeah, good point. Do we want AI that just follows orders? Or one that questions, pushes back, helps us see things in new ways?
But there's that risk, right? If we're not careful, AI could just make our existing problems worse. Like all the biases we already have.
Oh, absolutely. That's a huge concern. If it learns from biased data, it'll make biased decisions. Like facial recognition, it's been shown to be less accurate with people of color.
So it's not just the tech, it's the data we feed it, the people behind it, their intentions.
Exactly. We need diverse voices, different perspectives building this stuff, or it'll only benefit a few, not everyone.
Which brings us back to, like, who's in charge? Who decides how AI is developed? And if things go wrong, who's accountable?
That's the tough one, isn't it? No easy answers. Governments, companies, researchers, even just regular people. We all have a part to play.
But if it keeps getting smarter this fast, how do we keep up?
Yeah.
Honestly, it's a little scary knowing AI could be better than us at, well, almost everything.
I get it. But instead of a threat, what if we see it as a tool, a powerful one, to help us solve problems we couldn't on our own?
So collaborating with AI, not competing with it.
Right. The source talks about mastering AI tools, learning to work with these systems, but it also says don't forget the human skills, the things AI can't do. Yeah.
Or creativity, empathy, critical thinking, all that.
Exactly. Those become even more valuable in an AI world. Dealing with the unknown, adapting, making judgments when things aren't clear. AI is still working on that.
So as AI takes over the routine stuff, humans focus on where we excel.
One way to look at it, yeah, play to our strengths, keep learning, find ways to collaborate that benefit everyone.
Not AI replacing us, but evolving alongside us, each filling in the gaps.
I like that. The future doesn't have to be one winner, one loser. It's about finding that win-win. For us, A&D for AI.
Which means we got to change how we think about it. Less doom and gloom, more, hey, how can AI actually help us?
Absolutely. Less AI is going to take over. More AI can solve climate change, cure diseases, big picture stuff.
Seeing it not as a replacement, but an extension of humanity, helping us reach our potential. That's a cool thought.
And that brings us back around to ethics. Making sure it's used for good, aligning it with our values, that's key.
Because the flip side is, what? More inequality, less privacy, all the power in the hands of a few.
That's the danger. But the future's not set in stone. We're building it right now through our choices, actions, values.
It's both scary and exciting,
Yeah.
This power we have to shape what AI becomes.
It is. And it's a chance to build a world where tech serves people, innovation means progress, and everyone has a chance to thrive.
This deep dive has really shown me we got to stay informed, talk about this stuff, be proactive, not just let it happen.
It's not enough to know the tech. We got to understand the ethics, the social impact, all of it.
Seeing AI not just as tech, but as a mirror, reflecting us, our values, what we want the world to be.
And realizing we choose what that reflection looks like.
We choose what we teach AI, how we use it, what kind of future we build together.
That's a message I hope resonates with everyone listening, Keep learning, keep asking questions, be part of this conversation.
The conversation we need to have. everywhere, from our own lives to the global stage. Because the future of AI, it's our future too. We're making it together.
Yeah.
Man, it feels like we just like dipped our toes in the water. But what a deep dive this has been. From, AI's whole history to the ethics to whether it can actually feel things.
And it all comes back to one thing, really.
What's that?
We're not just watching this happen. We're shaping AI every choice we make, every time we use it.
That's kind of empowering, but also, whoa, big responsibility, huh?
Hmm.
Like suddenly what I do online matters way more than I thought.
It's both, for sure. Exciting and kind of nerve-wracking. But that's what makes this moment so huge. It's not just, oh, new tech. It's changing how we see intelligence itself.
I'm with you. It's bigger than just some cool new app. More like we're writing the next chapter of being human, and AI is right there in the story with us.
Exactly. And we're still figuring out how that story goes. Will it be progress, collaboration, maybe even AI and humans like thriving together?
Or could it go bad? AI used for control or stuff we didn't even think of backfiring on us.
All possibilities. And that's why these conversations matter so much.
Because we need to, stay informed.
Informed, engaged, thinking critically about what this means for our lives. All of it.
So not just, oh, AI is getting smarter. More like, okay, HIW, WHY, what does it mean for me personally?
Exactly. Asking those hard questions, not just assuming everything's fine, making sure AI helps everyone, not just a few.
Reading that source material, it really hit me how they kept saying, what are we teaching AI? Like, it's this student soaking everything up.
It is. And it's not just the programmers, the people bringing it. It's all of us every day shaping what it learns.
So, if I'm always clicking those, clickbait articles, I'm teaching AI that's what people want.
Oversimplified, maybe? But yeah, you get the point. Our choices, even the small ones, add up to this massive data set it learns from.
That's kind of freaky, but also kind of cool when you think about it.
It is. But it also means we have power. We can be more aware of what we do online, more careful about the information we're putting out there.
So it's not just about, the big decisions governments make or what tech companies do. It's me, right now, choosing what to click, what to share. That adds up.
That's it. And as we wrap up this deep dive, I think that's the perfect takeaway for everyone listening.
Be aware, be engaged, and know that we're all part of this, shaping AI's future.
A future full of potential, good and bad.
And keep asking those questions. What are we teaching it? What future do we want? And what does it mean to be human when machines are getting this smart?
Big questions, no easy answers. But the answers are out there, waiting for us to discover them.
Thanks for joining us on this wild ride. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those questions coming. The future of AI is in our hands. Let's make it a good one.